This kind of inheritance was even more effective than an immortal rank expert personally teaching him. No matter what kind of outstanding teaching it was better to experience it personally after all. I found a treasure, Zhou Zhou muttered to himself. He did not expect that the reincarnation sacred palace would have such a heaven-defying Lord Talent effect just by advancing to the mythical tier. If it continued to increase. No. Could it continue to increase? The reincarnation sacred palace, which was only at the mythical tier, had the effect of a Lord Talent that involved an immortal level expert. If he continued to improve, how could he improve? Immortal level experts were already at the peak of the cultivation system. There was no way to advance at all. With such doubts and anxiety, Zhou Zhou tried to use his supreme sacred body to sense if the reincarnation sacred palace still had the potential to take another step forward. The result was, it could. The reincarnation sacred palace indeed had the potential to continue advancing. However, it was only half a step. This was because eternal immortality was indeed the pinnacle of the cultivation system. Even if the reincarnation sacred palace advanced further, it would only strengthen itself horizontally at this peak level. That was why it was said that it only had the potential to advance half a step. However, just taking half a step forward was already very heaven-defying. However, its promotion requirements were also very harsh. Zhou Zhou only took a glance and immediately lost interest in improving it. Requirements for advancement of the reincarnation sacred palace. The owner of the Lord Talent has advanced to the eternal immortal realm. The corners of Zhou Zhou's mouth twitched. He knew it. As expected, it was not that easy to improve. He had even advanced to the eternal immortal realm. Forget it. Let's not dwell on it. Even if it was only the mythical tier reincarnation sacred palace, it was enough to benefit him for a long time. After I'm done with what I'm doing, I'll immediately experience it. At the thought of this, he immediately began to check today's war report. All the major battlefields had obtained good results. For example, he had obtained a total of 8 million units of chaos divine treasures today. In terms of holy artifacts, he had obtained a total of 5,211 holy artifacts, 12 transcendent holy artifacts. In terms of insight defection, Zhou Zhou's clones had obtained a total of 1 Z unit, 3,841 Guy units, and 2,398 capital unit soldiers. 1,834,838,812,381 God spirits. 5,283,987,871,237 true God tiers. 32,189,112,893 supremacy gods. 18,021 supreme gods. 235 supreme will realms. And 37 will transcendent level experts through the 2 insight defection techniques of the land of Earth, a minister of the king, and the son of destiny. Most of the experts recruited, especially the supreme gods, supreme will realm experts, and willpower experts, came from the experts that Zhou Yu had forcefully recruited when he attacked the various Great Cosmos factions of the ultimate void Great Cosmos. And today, they led their army and conquered a total of 50 Great Cosmoses. Currently, in terms of the intensity and efficiency of the war, Zhou Zhou's battlefield was number 1. In addition, in terms of the advancement of God spirits, a total of 7,239 Guy units, 1,298 capital units, 2,239,872,378 new God spirits had been promoted from low-tier deity level elementary grade God spirit to legendary tier advanced grade soldiers. There were also 2,231,239,123,912,391 high-tier deity level advanced grade God spirits who had advanced to true God tier elementary grade God spirits. Another 521,238,923,899 top-notch true God tiers felt their master God tier bottleneck and applied to enter the reincarnation sacred palace to cultivate in seclusion in an attempt to break through to the master God tier realm. Moreover, there were 42,381 supremacies and advanced grade God spirits who had sensed the bottleneck in their advancement and were also preparing to enter the reincarnation sacred palace today to advance to a grade 1 supreme God. In the end, There were still 388 quasi-supreme will realm experts who had already reached the limit of the will divine transformation realm. They were prepared to enter the reincarnation sacred palace tonight and advance to the low-level supreme will realm. Zhou Zhou's original military strength was 9,311 Guy units, 2,448 capital units, 238,174,728,974 soldiers, 27,123 Guy units, 47,300 capital units, 517, 122, 241, 2319 God spirits. 1 Guy unit 48,144 trillion 449,421,281 true God tiers. 32,123,612,457,519 supremacy gods. 41,570 supreme gods. 826 supreme will realm experts. And 30 will transcendent experts. Currently, the total military strength under him had reached 15,914 Guy units, 3,898 capital units, 34,445,555,857 soldiers, 27,123 Guy units, 4,730 capital units, 29,587,350,148,011 God spirits. 1 Guy unit 4,819,733,893,518 true God tiers. 32, 158, 015, 7412 supremacy gods. 59,591 supreme gods. 1,061 supreme will realm experts. And 67 will transcendent level experts. Zhou Zhou was very satisfied after reading it. Zhou Zhou was very satisfied, not to mention anything else. Just the subordinates of more than 1,000 supreme will realm experts were enough to make him grin from ear to ear. I can upgrade my territory now, Zhou Zhou thought. Then he teleported and disappeared, appearing in the sky above the Sun Saint capital. He looked at the blazing sun below. With a thought, 2 Rang units of basic materials, 10 high-level willpower origin cores, 1,000 Guy unit capital units origin crystals, 10 million chaos divine treasures, and 500,000 ultimate void crystals instantly disappeared. A text notification appeared. Congratulations, your mid-level Supreme Saint Nation has successfully advanced to a high-level Supreme Saint Nation. Your territory has successfully upgraded to an upper Supreme territory. Your mid-level Supreme Yin Array has been upgraded to the high-level Supreme Yin Array. Durability of Territory Stone Tablet increased to 1,000 Guy unit / 1,000 Guy unit. Your territory has expanded to 5,000 trillion km times 5,000 trillion km times 20 billion m. All fog monsters within the territory of the new territory have been expelled. Scarlet fog will not appear in any of your territories. You have received an upgrade reward. Supreme Building Blueprint Treasure Chest, Low-Level Supreme Will Realm. Lord Talent Notification. Your Scarlet Broodmother can be upgraded. Lord Talent Hint. Your Mysterious Caravan faction has increased. Lord Talent Notification. The strength of the clergy of your life arc has increased. Zhou Zhou nodded in satisfaction after reading it. Then, he looked at the next step of upgrading his territory. Construction upgrade. Wood 1 Rang unit. Sand 1 Rang unit. Metal 1 Rang unit. Stone 1 Rang unit. 10 low-level transcendent origin nuclei. 2,000 Guy unit origin crystals. 20 million chaos divine treasures. 1 million ultimate void crystals. Conquered 3 low-level transcendent kingdoms. 1,000 supreme will realm experts. 3 low-level transcendent experts. After reading it, Zhou Zhou's eyes narrowed. This request was so simple. Other than conquering 3 low-level transcendent kingdoms that needed to be done immediately, he could even satisfy the other conditions now. Thinking of this, he immediately contacted Zhou 16 in the Holy Sun Divine Kingdom and told him about the upgrade requirements. I saw it too. Give me an hour. In an hour, I'll be able to split into 3 groups and directly break through the 3 holy capitals of them that transcend the Holy Empire. I'll complete the requirements of conquering the 3 holy empires. But you have to ask Zhou Yu to lend me the alligator. Normally speaking, It would take a long time to conquer even a holy empire. Just the preparations alone would take a long time. However, there was a way to quickly conquer a transcendent-level top-notch country. It was a direct attack on the capital. As long as they could quickly break through the enemy's capital through a direct attack on the capital and kill or capture the Holy Kingdom's ruler, this transcendent Holy Kingdom would be equivalent to them being destroyed by the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom in name. In fact, be it Zhou Zhou who was fighting in the ultimate void cosmos, Zhou 16 who was fighting in the yellow heaven cosmos, or the avatars who were fighting on the various battlefields, the main reason why they could conquer so many countries in a day was to rely on their invincible military strength and invincible speed to attack the capital of the other country and complete the achievement of destroying the country. Even though the moves were old, they were always effective. This time was no exception. Zhou Zhou didn't hesitate when he heard that. He immediately said, "Take it and use it, but remember to return it to Zhou Zhou after you use it. He needs it too." Got it. Zhou 16 did not say anything else after saying that. Clearly, he was busy destroying the country. Zhou Zhou did not mind. He came to the gate of summoning and upgraded it. There was no need for him to wait. This was because no matter how fast Zhou Zhou or Zhou 16 were, he had to improve step by step. He didn't have the option to directly cross realms to level up. The gate of summoning had been upgraded. Congratulations, your gate of summoning has been upgraded to a high-level supreme building. You can summon subjects plus 5 guy unit every day. 1 trillion professionals will appear among the subjects you summon every day. Prompt. Under the influence of the unique title of the race, Glory of the Pioneer 15, the number of subjects you can summon every day has reached 100,223,789,482,500 people. You will summon 15 trillion and 16 professionals every day. Zhou Zhou nodded gently after reading it. The number of subjects summoned for the high-level supreme level gate of summoning was 6,681,500,859,650,000 guy unit members. After being buffed by the glory of the Pioneer 15, it directly increased by 15 times, becoming 100,223,789,482,500 people. Moreover, there were 16 high-level Supreme Will Realm experts. He smiled. Then, he took a look at the requirements to upgrade the Gate of Summoning. Construction upgrade. 50 rang units of wood, 50 rang units of fine sand, 50 rang units of metal, 50 rang units of stone, 3 low-level origin nuclei. Territory level upgraded to low-level transcendent territory. Zhou Zhou retracted his gaze and chose to upgrade his country. Yes, Zhou 15 had also completed the relevant promotion conditions for the country. Prompt. You have met all the conditions to advance to a low-level supreme nation. Do you want to advance the Blazing Sun Divine Kingdom to a low-level supreme nation? Upgrade. The current him wouldn't be afraid of any enemy. Prompt. You have one chance to change the location of the holy capital. Do you want to change/retain it? Retain. Prompt. Your choice has been confirmed. Prompt. Your Lord's territory, Grade 4 Supreme Kingdom. Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom is currently advancing. Prompt. Level up successful. Congratulations. Your Grade 4 Supreme Kingdom Lord territory, Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom, has officially been promoted to a low-level Supreme Kingdom Lord territory, Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom. Prompt. You can show the level of your Divine Kingdom territory on any channel. Zhou Zhou nodded slightly. Then, he opened the Holy Empire's promotion interface. Holy Kingdom name, Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom. Sacred Lord Blazing Sun. Holy Empire level, low-level Supreme Nation. Divine Kingdom flag. All stars cover the sun. Holy Kingdom Army. Blazing Sun Army. High-level Supreme Army. Monster Army. High-level Supreme Army. Dragon God Army. High-level Supreme Army. 10,000 Races Army. High-level Supreme Army. Heavenly Map Army. High-level Supreme Army. Homeland Defense Army. Mid-level Supreme Army. Immortal Army. Lower-level Supreme Army. Required conditions for promotion to the low-level Supreme Kingdom. Territory level promotion to the low-level Supreme Territory. 10 low-level will source cores. Conquer 20 territories of the high-level Master God tier level kingdoms under the command of the Scarlet Lord, 0/20. Conquer 10 territories of the high-level Master God-tier level kingdoms not under the command of the Scarlet Lord. 0/10. Conquer 1 forces in any large universe. 0/10. 5 trillion independent regional territories. Have 1 billion gods of the same race. Have 5,000 racial artifacts of any race. 5,000/5000. Have 5 million main god-level offerings of the same race. 5 million/5 million. Have 5,000 supreme gods of the same race. 59. 591/5000. The Lord's own strength level reaches the lower supreme will level. There's nothing difficult about that. Whether it's resources, population, race divine artifacts, or god spirits, I can easily satisfy them. I can satisfy all these requirements in a very short period of time and upgrade my country again. As Zhou Zhou thought about it, he told Zhou 15 of the Crimson Great Cosmos about the upgrade requirements. Zhou 15 agreed. He had already built a large number of low-level Master God-tier kingdoms. As long as Zhou Zhou's main body gave the order, he could immediately upgrade these low-level Master God-tier kingdoms to meet the advancement requirements of the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom. Tomorrow morning, I can upgrade my country. Zhou Zhou quickly received Zhou 15's promise. This made him smile. Then, he thought for a moment. With the temporary truce in the Twilight battlefield, Zhou Fight and the large number of experts under him definitely could not stay idle. Send them all to the yellow sky, great cosmos. Zhou Zhou immediately made this decision. The reason was simple. With the supreme immortal inheritance and the extremely high ratio of time acceleration in the reincarnation sacred palace, I should be able to completely absorb the supreme immortal inheritance tomorrow and step from the middle stage supreme will realm to the low-level will realm. When the time comes, with my strength, I should be able to attack the yellow sky great cosmos tomorrow. Zhou Zhou thought to himself. In fact, according to the inheritance left behind by the supreme immortal, he could even break through to the upper willpower level in one go. But he didn't dare. The test given to him by the immortal experts in the immortal palace was that when he was at the low level, he would forcefully knock open the immortal gate and stand side by side with the immortal experts. Only then could he legitimately have the title of Supreme. Even though he did not know the specific meaning of this title, it should be good. Moreover, the status of the representative should be very high. Zhou Zhou was also someone who was unwilling to be ordinary. Therefore, he would seize the opportunity of this test to obtain the title of Supreme Being. After I take over the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos, with the Lord-type resources of the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos, I can upgrade my territory and my country to a high-level, transcendent-level country in a short period of time. At that time, I can challenge the ultimate Holy Empire and the Saint Emperor of Daheng. As long as I take down the Sacred Emperor of Daheng and the ultimate Holy Nation of Daheng, with my title of Sacred King, the willpower of the ultimate void Great Cosmos will definitely recognize me as the true Di Huang of the ultimate void Great Cosmos. At that time, I will have to compete with the Master of Illusionary Abyssal for the opportunity to become eternal. Zhou Zhou thought to himself. This was his path to immortality in the future. It was very clear. However, it was also very difficult. If it were any other transcendent level expert with willpower, they would probably be intimidated just by looking at it. Only Zhou Zhou had the capital, potential, and opportunity to pursue this true supreme path. Then, he did not waste any more time and immediately entered the Reincarnation Sacred Palace to cultivate. He first opened the interface of the Reincarnation Sacred Palace, and then began to choose the time flow ratio. What was worth mentioning here was that after the Reincarnation Sacred Palace advanced from Legendary Tier Lord Talent to Mythical Tier Unique Lord Talent, the maximum time flow ratio had once again increased greatly, from 1:10,000 years to 1:1 million years, a 100-fold increase, which meant Zhou Zhou cultivated for a night in the Reincarnation Sacred Palace. It was equivalent to cultivating for 500,000 years in the reincarnation world in the Reincarnation Sacred Palace. Hundreds of thousands of years was enough for he to digest all the spoils of war that he had yet to digest and turn them into his true combat strength. As for the price of opening such a high time flow ratio, it only required him to continuously inject the power of will into the Reincarnation Sacred Palace. As for Zhou Zhou, who had a king on him, he was naturally not afraid of such a method of consumption. I'll absorb the inheritance left behind by the supreme, undying first. Then, I'll absorb the immortal inheritance of the heaven-breaking fist sect and experience the immortal life of the heaven-breaking fist sect. Zhou Zhou thought to himself, since he had already absorbed the inheritance of the supreme undying, there was no need to experience the life of the supreme undying again. There were too many overlapping parts. Instead of accepting the inheritance repeatedly, it was better to absorb a new inheritance. The next day, early morning, in the reincarnation sacred palace, Zhou Zhou opened his eyes. A faint smile appeared on his face as he sensed the surging willpower in his body. Low-level will transcendence. Success, he muttered. As he had advanced to the low level in the reincarnation sacred palace, there was no phenomenon of him breaking through in the outside world. However, he could sense that after he walked out of the reincarnation sacred palace, his phenomenon would appear in the ultimate void great cosmos. It would let all the experts in the ultimate void great cosmos know that a new powerhouse with a transcendent will have been born. From this, one could see how terrifying the reincarnation sacred palace was. It could actually prevent the willpower of the universe origin of the ultimate void world from sensing the new great beings in this universe. Could this reincarnation sacred palace be an immortal creation? Otherwise, why would the effect be so heaven-defying? Zhou Zhou guessed. As he understood this Lord Talent more and more, he felt that this Lord Talent was not ordinary. He shook his head and stopped thinking about it. Then, with a thought, the interface of 5 willpower skills appeared in front of him. He had been cultivating in the reincarnation sacred palace for more than 300,000 years. In the past 300,000 years, not only had he completely absorbed the supreme immortal inheritance, he had also raised his cultivation realm to the low-level willpower realm. He even raised his various will techniques to the upper-level willpower transcendence level. That's right, it was a superior will transcendence skill, not a low-level will transcendence skill. This was also the way to maximize the energy in the supreme immortal inheritance. Even so, there was still more than half of the energy left in the supreme immortal inheritance. However, he had absorbed everything that needed to be absorbed. He could not forcefully absorb the remaining energy. Otherwise, he might break through the bottleneck and directly jump to the mid-level willpower. When that happened, his test of immortality would fail. Therefore, the remaining supreme immortal inheritance energy could only be put aside for the time being. When he completed the supreme immortal test in the future and could advance normally, he would be able to absorb the remaining inherited energy and advance to the upper will transcendence level. In the end, he was officially promoted to an immortal rank expert. Now that I've reached the willpower level, it's time to change the name of this ultimate void great cosmos. Zhou Zhou muttered. He knew one thing even though he did not know how strong he was. That was, the current him could infinitely crush his previous self. Not to mention other transcendence techniques. Just the high-level transcendent technique, King, alone was enough for him to dominate the ultimate void great cosmos. Information about the King appeared in front of him with a thought. Willpower skill name. King. Willpower skill class. Superior willpower. Introduction to willpower skill power. As a low-level supreme will realm lord on the path of a lord's will, you can mark 100% of the territory's subjects and control everything they have, including, but not limited to, appearance, bloodline, skills, weapons, law skills, and even illusory fate. When you control everything that the marked subject has, the subject doesn't have to suffer any negative effects. A faint smile appeared on his face. It controlled everything that the generals, soldiers, and subjects under its command had, not to mention anything else. The 67 willpower transcendent experts alone, after multiplying by 500,000 times, would make a total of 33.5 million willpower transcendent experts. Zhou Zhou was not even sure if there were so many willpower experts in the ultimate void cosmos. And with the full strength of 33.5 million will transcendence level experts augmenting him, he would even dare to challenge the legendary sacred emperor Daheng, who was closest to the immortal realm, let alone challenging the heavenly axiom lord. Can the current me forcefully open the immortal gate with my full strength? This thought suddenly appeared in Zhou Zhou's mind. Then, he could not help but look up at the door of immortality in the ultimate void, great cosmos. It was just a glance, and he felt a deep sense of defeat. No way, it still didn't work. Even if he used the king and had the full strength of 33.5 million willpower transcendence level powerhouses, he still couldn't push open the door to immortality. This was the intuition of an emperor. His emperor's intuition would never lie to him. 33,500,000 willpower transcendent experts can't even open a door. No wonder both the heavenly axiom lord and sacred emperor Daheng have been staying in the ultimate void, great cosmos, for so many years, unable to break through the final step and reach the immortal realm. That's a ridiculous request. Zhou Zhou sighed. However, it also stimulated more motivation. Such a difficult thing to pursue was a goal worth working hard for. Then, he looked at the other 4 high-level willpower skills. The high-level transcendent myriad method star palm could already absorb the moves of immortal techniques to supplement and improve itself, which meant his myriad method star palm was already comparable to a true immortal technique. Furthermore, it could still compress all of Zhou Zhou's combat strength together and instantly increase their power by 10 times. When Zhou Zhou used King, he had 33.5 million willpower that exceeded the power of an expert. However, if he used the myriad method star palm again, the power of this myriad method star palm would instantly reach the strength of 1,000,000 wills that transcended experts. It was terrifying just thinking about it. However, no matter how terrifying it was useless. He still could not open the immortal gate. All the land in the world belongs to the king was a superior transcendent technique. Now that it was used, it could shockingly affect quasi-eternal realm experts. At the same time, after using this transcendent technique, it could instantly make the 100 multiverse factions change its ownership and become Zhou Zhou's exclusive territory. As for the third transcendent skill, Land of Earth, a minister of the king, after using this willpower skill, it could consume half of the origin force in the body and instantly change the thoughts and wills of all living beings in the 100 great cosmos, turning them into subjects loyal to them. It can be used up to 3 times a day, which meant he could make the living beings of 300 multiverse factions submit to him instantly every day. At the same time, when the main body or doppelgangers used King, this skill could change the thoughts of quasi-eternal realm experts. Once he used the King and the 95 Supreme King, he could exert a great suppression and pressure on all the lords in the ultimate void great cosmos who were at the mid-level, beyonder level, or below. All the abilities that the other party used against him would be weakened by 20%, and there was a 20% chance that they would directly become ineffective. Under the influence of the 95 Supreme King, the combat strength of their generals and soldiers increased by 300%. When he transformed into the 95 Supreme King Dragon God and was among the soldiers, no attack below the eternal immortal realm could injure him. Even if an attack at the quasi-eternal immortal realm landed on him, the damage would automatically decrease by 80%. Moreover, when he transformed into the 95 Supreme King Dragon God, the supreme blessings that he randomly gave to the soldiers were also blessings that transcended the level of willpower. In addition to these 5 transcendence techniques, there was another extremely important ability, which was the supreme sacred body. After more than 300,000 years of tempering and cultivation, he had used the supreme immortal inheritance to forcefully raise it to high level, transcendence level. The supreme sacred body with a superior will was indeed worthy of being a top-notch immortal inheritance. It could already block the attack of a true immortal level expert. After Zhou Zhou recalled everything, there was only one thought left in his mind. I'm invincible. Who else could be invincible if not him? After more than 300,000 years of cultivation, he had developed almost all of his potential other than his realm, be it the transcendence technique, the supreme sacred body, or other abilities. They had all been raised to the peak in these 300,000 years of seclusion. Then, the next step is to conquer. Conquer the yellow heaven great cosmos, then conquer the Daheng ultimate holy empire, and then fight that illusionary abyssal master. Finally, forcefully knock open the immortal gate. A determined look appeared in Zhou Zhou's eyes. Then, with a thought, a Lord Talent panel appeared in front of him. It was the first transcendent skill, the unique Lord talent that he had awakened on its own after upgrading the Supreme Sacred Body to high-level Transcendent skill level. Lord talent. Conquer the Holy Lord, Transcendent level, unique. Specific talent effect 1. Every time a Lord conquers a multiverse, all the creatures in this multiverse will immediately submit to you. Specific talent effect 2. Every time a Lord conquers a multiverse faction, 10 Supreme will realm experts and 1,000 Supreme gods will hear of your reputation and take the initiative to join you with everything they have. Specific talent effect 3. Every time a Lord conquers a multiverse faction, your reputation and luck in the multiverse will increase to a certain extent. Under the effect of reputation and luck, experts, geniuses, treasures, opportunities, strength, status, peach blossoms will gradually gather in your fate. Specific talent effect 4. Every time a Lord conquers a multiverse faction, the basic strength of you and your generals and soldiers will increase by 0.1%. The maximum increase is 1,000%. Specific talent effect 5. You have been hailed as the king of conquest by all the living beings in the ultimate void great cosmos. All the enemies you encounter will fear your strength and reputation. When facing you, there is a small chance that they will surrender without a fight. Zhou Zhou nodded in satisfaction after reading it. Now that his strength had increased greatly, it was time for him to rapidly expand his territory and influence. This was the reason why he was the first to upgrade the unparalleled Lord talent, the King of Conquest, to the Transcendent level. Then, he received the memories of his clone. In the end, he learned that during the night of his seclusion, Zhou Manage had dealt with the upgrade of his territory and country. After a night of development, Zhou Manage had already upgraded his territory from a supreme territory to a mid-level transcendent territory. Moreover, the level of the country had been upgraded from a low-level supreme country to a middle-level supreme country. In the current Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom, just by summoning experts from the Gate of Summoning every day, they could summon 17 mid-level transcendent level experts. Every day, he would summon 5,000 willpower transcendent experts or 100 low-level willpower transcendent experts from the Scarlet Primordial Mother Nest. Zhou Zhou clicked his tongue in wonder. In just one night, the territory had improved so much. This was something that he did not dare to imagine in the past. This also strengthened his determination to take down the Yellow Sky Great Cosmos. As long as he could quickly take down the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos, he was confident that he could quickly upgrade the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom to a high-level transcendent territory and a low-level transcendent kingdom. At that time, using this as a foundation, he would have greater confidence in attacking the Daheng Ultimate Holy Empire and obtain the throne and status of the leader of the Ultimate Void Great Cosmos. He would then become the true Di Huang of this great cosmos. Then, he didn't waste any time. He immediately got up and teleported to Mu Gu's residence. "Greetings, Your Majesty," Mu Gu said respectfully to Zhou Zhou. Beside him, Zhou Bing nodded slightly. "Today, I'll nurture 5,000 willpower transcendence experts," Zhou Zhou said. He had just taken a look and discovered that if the territory wanted to advance from a mid-level transcendent territory to a high-level transcendent territory, it required a total of 50 will transcendent level experts and 5,000 supreme will realm experts. Zhou Zhou was very certain. Other lords of the same level definitely didn't have ridiculous requirements like him. It would be good enough to have 10 transcendent level experts, not to mention 5,000 supreme will realm experts. In the entire Supreme Great Cosmos and the Crimson Great Cosmos, there were only less than 100 Supreme will realm experts. It was the same for the Supreme Great Cosmos and the Crimson Great Cosmos, not to mention the other Great Cosmos factions that were inferior to the Supreme Great Cosmos and the Crimson Great Cosmos. Thus, the Immortal Palace had definitely specially raised the difficulty for him. They didn't want him to raise his territory so easily. What could he do? He could only advance obediently and normally. "I knew you would choose this main body. That's why it's ready." After saying that, Zhou Bing threw a world rings to Zhou Zhou. Zhou Zhou looked inside. A total of 5,000 sleeping high-level supreme will realm experts lay neatly in the world rings. Zhou Zhou gave Zhou Bing a thumbs up. "As expected of my clone, you really understand me." Then, he immediately went to the Gate of Summoning and summoned today's subjects, soldiers, and the most important 17 mid-level beyonders. Then, he sent over 40,000 supreme gods and more than 300 newly advanced supreme will realm experts to Zhou 16 from the Holy Sun Divine Kingdom to help him take down the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos. Yellow Sky Great Cosmos. Zhou 16 looked at the newly sent will transcending experts, supreme will realm experts, and supreme gods, and a faint smile appeared on his face. The main body is really supportive of me. Perfect. If the territory wants to be upgraded to a high-level transcendent territory, it needs to conquer 3 territories that are also high-level willpower transcendent territories. In the Yellow Sky Great Cosmos, there are only 3 high-level transcendent territories. It's the territory of Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun, Master Zhui, and the Sky Demon Tao Ancestor. It's time to meet these 3. Before that, I have to discuss it with my good ally. With a thought, Zhou 16 vanished. At the same time, he had already appeared in front of Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun. At this moment, Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun was in a large hall with the will transcending experts and supreme will realm experts under him. They were discussing how to cooperate with Lord Zhui to deal with Heavenly Axiom Lord. Then, they saw Zhou 16 suddenly appear. "Who are you?" An expert shouted vigilantly. "Your Majesty." A will transcendent expert stepped forward and said respectfully. This will transcendent level expert was sent by Zhou 16 to reinforce Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun. "Don't be rude. This is our ally. All of you can leave. I want to have a good chat with our allies." The Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun asked. The will transcendence realm experts and supreme will realm experts looked at each other and said respectfully, "Yes, Your Majesty." Then, they left. When Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun saw this, he walked in front of Zhou 16 and asked curiously, "Why are you suddenly here? Things have changed. I don't want to take it slow." Zhou 16 said, "My territory has already been promoted to a mid-level transcendent territory. If I want to advance further, I need to conquer 3 high-level transcendent territories. So you've set your sights on the transcendent territory of the 3 of us?" Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun smiled as if he did not mind at all. "I can give it to you. But Lord Zhui and Heavenly Axiom Lord won't be handed over to you easily. Once you force they into a corner, it's possible to force that rat, Heavenly Axiom Lord, out. Are you sure you want to do this?" Zhou 16 laughed. Then, he casually said, "Heavenly Axiom Lord is no longer my match." Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun was stunned. Then, his expression gradually turned into one of disbelief. You. For a moment, he did not know what to say. After a long while, he lowered his head as if he was thinking about something. After a while, he looked up and said, "I can hand over my territory to you, but I also have 2 requests. Just say it. First request, I want you to expel the remnant will of the Heavenly Axiom Lord in my body." "Sure." Second request, I want to be free." "Okay." Zhou 16 agreed without hesitation. "Deal. When are you going to start?" The Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun asked. "There's no time to lose. We have to start now." Zhou 16 replied. "Now." The Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun was stunned. "What should we do now?" Zhou 16 did not speak. Instead, he stared intently into the Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun's eyes. "Heavenly Axiom Lord," he said in a deep voice. He was clearly only speaking to the Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun, but his voice resounded throughout the entire Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos. "When are you planning to show yourself? If not now." The Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun was stunned. In the next second, he felt a special origin power of will seething in his transcendence origin nucleus. Then, this special origin power of will actually flew out of his transcendence origin nucleus and left his body. It flew into the void and disappeared. At the same time, the same thing happened to Lord Zhui and the Sky Demon Tao Ancestor. At this moment, they almost simultaneously realized what had just happened. What had just flown out of their transcendent origin core was the incomplete willpower origin that Heavenly Axiom Lord had hidden in them. There was only one outcome now that the 3 incomplete wills had gathered together. The Heavenly Axiom had appeared. Why would the Heavenly Axiom Lord appear now? Who was that voice just now? A minute. The Sky Demon Tao Ancestor gritted his teeth and said, "This doesn't match my previous plan. Who dares to ruin my plan? It's the common people's sacred king." The Heavenly the Arch-Vast Sun's voice sounded. "None of us can stop this. Let's just watch this show. After the big show, whether we live or die will be decided by these 2. Sky Demon Dao Ancestor and Master Ziwei were very aggrieved when they heard this. But they were helpless. You did this, didn't you? The Sky Demon Dao Ancestor suddenly glared at Heavenly the Archfast Sun. There's no point in discussing this now. The Heavenly the Archfast Sun said. What's important is the outcome of the battle between these two experts. The Sky Demon Dao Ancestor was silent. Master Ziwei did not say anything either. The three transcendent experts stood in their respective positions and looked at the sky above the yellow sky great cosmos. They looked nervous, but they were also looking forward to it. Zhou 16 looked at the yellow-robed existence not far away, whose face was covered by a black fog. Heavenly Axiom Lord. Zhou 16 said, Common People's Sacred King. Heavenly Axiom Lord slowly said, I already know everything you did in my yellow heaven great cosmos. I didn't want to stop you. It's just a great cosmos. I can easily create it. But why did you have to disturb my slumber? I just promised a friend of this emperor that I would return him his freedom. Zhou 16 said indifferently. Return him his freedom. The Heavenly Axiom Lord said, He is my incarnation. How can he be free? He can live if you are dead. Zhou 16 shook his head, feeling like he was wasting his breath. This emperor will give you two choices. Either you resist to the end and this emperor will send you to your death, or submit to this emperor, and you might really see the hope of advancing to the immortal realm in the future. Choose one. Zhou 16 could not sense if Heavenly Axiom Lord was looking at him. However, he had an extremely obvious feeling at that moment. The Heavenly Axiom Lord was currently looking at him with an extremely surprised gaze, as if he found it extremely unbelievable that he had said those words just now. You're too confident. Before the Heavenly Axiom Lord could finish speaking, boom, Zhou 16 directly activated the king and only augmented his body with the power of a will-transcending expert. Even so, after 50,000 times, the total strength of the 84 will-transcendence experts was 4.2 million will-transcendence experts. What would it feel like to have 4.2 million will-transcendent experts suddenly unleash their full power in front of an expert? The Heavenly Axiom Lord felt that he had the right to speak. He felt that every bit of his willpower was shouting for him to kneel. This was because this was a power that he absolutely couldn't resist. If he dared to resist, he would only have one outcome: walk into his true death. What kind of power is this? The Heavenly Axiom Lord looked at Zhou 16 in disbelief and confusion. Zhou 16 did not explain and only said, Why did you dare to break through to the immortal realm back then? I have an immortal secret technique that can temporarily allow me to possess the strength of the quasi-eternal immortal realm. Back then, I felt that I could not rely on myself to advance to the quasi-eternal immortal realm. After obtaining this immortal secret technique, I decided to give it a try and try to advance to the immortal realm when my high level will transcended the level. In the end, I failed and died. I had no choice but to split into three and parasitize my incarnation, hoping to be reborn one day. Heavenly Axiom Lord was silent for a few seconds before speaking. So that is it. Zhou 16 came to a realization. No wonder this guy dared to forcefully break through to Undying when he was only a high-level will-transcending expert. It was because of this secret technique. Do you think you can defeat me when you're at the quasi-eternal immortal realm? The Heavenly Axiom Lord was silent for a while before shaking his head. What if it's Saint Emperor Dying? Back then, he only won 10 moves from me, who used an immortal mystic technique. I'm definitely not your match, Your Highness. Zhou 16 calmed down. As expected, his strength could already crush all the so-called quasi-eternal realm experts in the ultimate void great cosmos. Give me the secret technique. Zhou 16 said. Yes, Your Highness. The Heavenly Axiom Lord obediently handed his immortal mystic technique to Zhou 16. Zhou 16 received it. After taking a few glances, his brows pricked up slightly. This was because he had discovered that this immortal-level mystic technique was actually used to increase the strength of a true immortal. It had to be said that it was a waste for Heavenly Axiom Lord to use this secret technique on a high-level willpower expert like him. Good stuff. He made an evaluation in his heart. After memorizing it, he casually threw it into his #1 treasure vault. You've already decided to submit to this emperor, judging your attitude just now, right? Zhou 16 said. Of course. The Heavenly Axiom Lord hurriedly said. In front of His Majesty's absolute strength, I don't even dare to have the thought of resisting. That was the power of 4,200,000 will-transcendent experts. Only a fool would resist desperately in the face of such power. Zhou 16 nodded slightly, and through him, a treasure with a superior will transcendence level. This treasure can allow you to quickly recover to your peak state back then. Use it to join this emperor's blazing sun holy kingdom and go with this emperor to conquer the ultimate divine kingdom of Dahang. Yes, your majesty. The heavenly axiom lord agreed without hesitation. Then, he said hesitantly, Your majesty, I need those 3 incarnations. The Tao master of the heavenly devil Tao can give it to you. Heavenly the arch-vast sun and master Ziwei, let them go. This treasure that this emperor gave you is enough for you to recover without needing all your incarnations. Zhou 16 said calmly. Understood, your majesty. Heavenly axiom, Lord hurriedly said. Zhou 16 nodded. Then, he looked at Heavenly axiom Lord and suddenly said, Use your strongest transcendence or immortal technique to attack this emperor once. The Heavenly axiom Lord was shocked. Hurry up, you can't hurt me. Zhou 16 frowned. Yes, your majesty. Heavenly axiom Lord's body trembled as he hurriedly used his strongest move. Immortal technique, yellow illusion dream. Buzz. From Zhou 16's point of view, the surrounding world suddenly turned dark. The heavenly axiom Lord in front of him had actually turned into the projection of the heavenly axiom Lord reflected in the pool as he looked at him coldly. After a while, all the illusions disappeared. Zhou 16 frowned. That's it. It's over, your majesty. Heavenly axiom Lord said awkwardly. I used the immortal secret technique to temporarily raise my strength to the quasi-eternal immortal realm. Then, I used my strongest transcendent technique, the yellow heaven illusion dream. However, it doesn't seem to have any effect on you, your majesty. Zhou 16, he had thought that it was just a gust of wind. Never mind. Zhou 16 shook his head. Let's leave it at that. There's only one mission for you. Incorporate all the multiverse factions under your Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos and the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos under this emperor. At the same time, cooperate with this emperor's blazing sun holy kingdom to upgrade its territory. This emperor wants to see that in at most 3 days, the emperor's blazing sun divine kingdom's territory level will be upgraded to a high-level transcendent level territory. Is there a problem? No problem, your majesty. Heavenly axiom Lord agreed without hesitation. My Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos is a top-notch Lord Great Cosmos, second only to Sacred Emperor Dahang's ultimate cosmos. Your majesty only needs to give me 2 days. I'm confident that I can raise the level of your blazing sun holy kingdom's territory. Zhou 16 nodded in satisfaction. 2 days later, with the full cooperation of the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos, the blazing sun holy kingdom received all the resources and experts of the Yellow Heaven Great Cosmos and its subordinate Great Cosmos at an astonishing speed. At the same time, with the help of these resources and experts, the blazing sun holy kingdom upgraded its territory to a superior territory in less than 2 days. As for the country's territory, it could not be upgraded. This was because it required the Lord's strength to increase first. Currently, Zhou Zhou's strength was at the low-level transcendent will realm. The highest level of a country was at the low-level transcendent kingdom. He couldn't go any higher. However, Zhou Zhou did not care about this. He had already reached 112 willpower experts and 11,238 supreme will realm experts after he took in all the experts in the Yellow Sky Great Cosmos and completed the recruitment and advancement in the past 2 days. Because of this, Zhou Zhou, whose strength had increased greatly, did not waste any time and directly let Zhou Fight lead the army to the Dahang Ultimate Holy Empire. The Dahang Ultimate Holy Empire was extremely far from the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom. Even though they had the alligator, the fastest mount in the universe, they had to fly for 4 days before they reached the Dahang Ultimate Holy Empire. The Sacred Emperor Dahang and the Dahang Ultimate Holy Empire had long been prepared for the arrival of the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom. A total of 100,000 Supreme Will Realm experts and more than 2,000 willpower experts shocked everyone, including Zhou Fight. None of the experts expected this. For so many years, the Dahang Ultimate Holy Empire, which had not made a move, had actually accumulated such a huge amount of wealth. Zhou Fight was also shocked at first. However, he laughed in no time. What are you laughing at? Saint Emperor Dahang frowned as he looked at this young challenger. This emperor is smiling. Thank you for giving this emperor such a huge fortune. The sacred Emperor Daheng's expression darkened when he heard that. Just as he was about to say something, he heard Zhou Fight say, Sacred Emperor Daheng, this emperor will give you a chance. This emperor will stand still and let you attack as you wish. If this emperor is unharmed after 15 minutes, you will give up resisting and bring your Daheng ultimate holy empire to join this emperor. If you can hurt me, this emperor will do the same. Are you willing? As soon as these words were spoken, all the experts were shocked. Even the experts of the Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom were a little worried. These words were too exaggerated after all. However, Saint Emperor Daheng was a little tempted. This condition sounded too beneficial to him after all. Really, Saint Emperor Daheng could not resist the temptation and asked, no matter how he attacked for 15 minutes, as long as he was unharmed, did he think that he was an immortal level expert? Saint Emperor Daheng felt that he had no reason to refuse. We can swear this oath in front of the willpower of the ultimate void origin. Zhou Fight said, sure. The sacred Emperor Daheng immediately agreed. Then, under the witness of the willpower of the origin of the universe, these two pinnacle great beings of the universe made this bet. The will of the ultimate void great cosmos increased the stakes. Whoever won would be the true Di Huang of this era and have the chance to represent the ultimate void great cosmos and compete with the master of the illusionary great cosmos for immortal opportunities. And then, the Saint Emperor Daheng began. 15 minutes later, the sacred Emperor Daheng, who had used all sorts of methods but was still unable to injure Zhou Fight, looked at him in a daze. You are your physical body, he stuttered. Zhou Fight nodded. This emperor's supreme sacred body has already reached the upper level of transcendence. The current body of this emperor is already comparable to a true immortal. As expected, Saint Emperor Daheng smiled bitterly. Then, he took a deep breath and half-knelt on the ground. He respectfully said, Saint Emperor Daheng greets His Majesty. A month later, in the dusk battlefield, Zhou Fight stood there alone, and opposite him was the master of illusionary abyssal, who led 100,000 Supreme Will Realm Illusionist clan and hundreds of millions of Supreme Will Realm Illusionist clan members. Why are you here alone? Where's your Blazing Sun Holy Kingdom army? The illusionary abyssal master said. The battle between us has little to do with them. Furthermore, even if they weren't here, I can still borrow their powers. Zhou Fight said. That makes sense. The master of illusionary abyssal was speechless. Then he waved his right hand, and the 100,000 transcendent illusionist clans and hundreds of millions of Supreme Will Realm Illusionist clans behind him turned into countless black mists that were sucked into the master of the illusionary abyssal's body through his nose. As these experts fused, the aura on the master of illusionary abyssal's body increased by hundreds of times in the blink of an eye. He was a quasi-eternal realm expert to begin with, and was much stronger than Saint Emperor Daheng. Now that his strength had increased by hundreds of times, his strength was so terrifying that it made the ultimate void great cosmos and the illusionary great cosmos in the dusk battlefield and the outside world tremble violently. The master of the illusionary abyssal revealed an infatuated expression and said softly to Zhou Fight, The current me is the one with all my strength. Zhou Fight nodded slightly and glanced at the number of willpower transcending experts below his king. Willpower transcendent expert, 57,000. After he became the real Di Huang, he had the number of subordinates of all the supreme level experts in the ultimate void great cosmos. After he became the real Di Huang, he had the number of subordinates of all the supreme level experts in the ultimate void great cosmos. Even though it was far inferior to the 100,000 will transcendence level experts brought by the master of illusionary abyssal. However, he has a king. King, Zhou Fight said softly. Boom. These 57,000 willpower transcendent experts instantly multiplied by 50,000 times, becoming 2.85 billion willpower transcendent experts. Furthermore, among these experts, there was Saint Emperor Daheng, a quasi-eternal immortal expert. This made Zhou Fight's strength almost reach the level of a true immortal level expert. Master of illusionary abyssal's pupils constricted. An urge to escape filled his mind. Immortal, the master of illusionary abyssal muttered. Swoosh. He appeared out of thin air in Zhou Fight's palm. Like his plaything, Zhou Fight waved his right hand, and an illusory light spot flew out of his chest. No, the illusionary abyssal master roared. This is the illusionist heart. The living beings who obtain the illusionary heart can become the illusionary Di Huang, recognized by the illusionary origin, and rule all the illusionist clan, right? You and the illusionary origin are good enough. It turns out that you can do this even without the illusionary legendary tier sage seal. No wonder you were so generous to give me the illusionary legendary tier sage seal. Zhou Fight said. Give it back, the illusionary abyssal master said angrily. Zhou Fight clicked his tongue and returned the heart of illusionary to the master of illusionary abyssal. This time, the master of illusionary abyssal was stunned. This was an opportunity to become immortal. Why did the other party directly return it to him? Zhou Fight did not explain. Instead, he sent a voice transmission to Zhou Zhou. Main body, it's time to open the immortal gate. Your current strength should be enough. No matter how many there are, there's not much meaning. It won't be too late to come back and take this guy's illusionary heart after you open the door of immortality and complete your supreme test. At that time, you can advance to undying normally. You don't have to worry about the territory. After you enter the immortal gate and obtain the recognition of the immortal luck, the power of the immortal palace should descend directly and instantly upgrade your territory and country to the immortal territory and the immortal kingdom. There's no need to prepare those messy resources and requests. Got it. Zhou Zhou from the Reincarnation Sacred Palace replied. Then, Zhou Zhou opened his eyes and looked up at the immortal door in the ultimate void great cosmos. He smiled gently. This door doesn't seem to be anything special. With a thought, he had already arrived in front of the ancient door that was engraved with epic tier epics. With a gentle push, the eternal door was opened like the most ordinary door. Zhou Zhou walked in. He discovered that there were already more than 100 immortal realm experts of various forms and appearances here. Among them, there were at least 3 immortal-level powerhouses. Even he felt that he was invincible. At this moment, an immortal stood up and bowed respectfully to Zhou Zhou with a shocked expression. Immortal. AI2 pays his respects to the Supreme One. Another immortal rank expert stood up and said respectfully to Zhou Zhou. Immortal Rosker greets the Supreme One. Immortal Feng greets the Supreme One. Immortal Minor Dust God greets the Supreme One. Immortal Eating is Heaven his respects to the Supreme One. Immortal Hidden Chaos greets the Supreme One. Immortal One greets the Supreme One. Figures stood up one after another until a familiar figure stood up and smiled at him. Immortal Water Emperor greets the Supreme One. Teacher. Zhou Zhou's eyes lit up and showed. This immortal was his teacher, the Supreme Will. The Water Emperor smiled and told him to calm down. Teacher, you've indeed advanced to immortal. By the way, where's my supreme, undying teacher? Zhou Zhou asked telepathically. Teacher is out, temporarily not in the immortal palace. Don't talk to me yet. Mind your manners. Water Emperor reminded. Zhou Zhou nodded and finally, another familiar figure stood up after all the ordinary immortals bowed to Zhou Zhou. Greetings, Supreme. Zhou Zhou was shocked when he saw him. Zero, why is it you? This Machina race member who stood up was none other than his subordinate in the ultimate void great cosmos. Mechanical Immortal. Zero, the machinery master god who was once one of the top 10 master god tier. I'm immortal by default. The zero in your ultimate void great cosmos is a projection of my past. It has received my blessings before. Zero said shyly. Zhou Zhou nodded in realization. It was no wonder that he felt that Zero was a little out of place with the other 10 gods when he was in the ultimate void great cosmos. It turned out that this guy had the backing of an immortal rank expert. I actually only knew about it now. Ancestor of the dead, Supreme of the 6 extremities, Li Chun, greets Supreme. At this moment, a handsome man with a handsome face and an ancient bow on his back said to him with a smile, You are Senior Li Chun? Zhou Zhou felt a great sense of oppression from the other party and said cautiously, There's no need to be reserved. We're of the same seniority. Li Chun smiled. When Zhou Zhou heard this, he looked at the large number of Lord talents that had yet to be upgraded to immortal level. It was as if he could see countless immortal level cheats in the future. He felt much more confident and nodded. Oh yes, here's something for you. After Li Chun finished speaking, he threw an item to Zhou Zhou. Zhou Zhou took it and realized that it was a palm-sized miniature strange pool. This is the Sea of Void, Zhou Zhou said in surprise after finding out the details about this. I accidentally picked this up in the past. I've been playing with it for a while. I'll return it to you now that it has met its new master." Li Chen smiled and said. Zhou Zhou glanced at the immortal holy artifact, Sea of Void. He suddenly smiled and said, "This thing is useless to me. I can sense that it has a new destined master in its fate. Let it meet this new master." With that, this precious immortal holy artifact was thrown out of the immortal palace by Zhou Zhou and fell into an unknown small world in a large universe under the smiling gazes of the two immortals. And the true ownership of this immortal holy artifact would be another new and long story of immortality. The end.